Today I am going to tell you the story of Prophet Zulkifl. Yet there is not much information known or recorded, and a lot of debate as to whether he truly is a prophet or not. The literal meaning of Zulkifl is possessor of the fold. That we know about him is that he was a righteous man and company of the good, who was also extremely patient. This is based off two mentions of Zulkifl in the glorious Quran. The first is from Surah Al-Anbiya, ayat 85-86. The second mention in Quran is from Surah Sad, ayat 45-49. Imam Ibn Zarir gives an account of Zulkifl which provides some insight into the Prophet's life. When Al-Yasa grew old, he was looking to appoint a successor that could help guide the Israelites and needed someone with calm demeanor and a clear mind. He assembled a group of companions and set out 3 conditions which he believed would be a testament to great leader. The person who will be considered for my replacement is one who fasts year around during the day, remember Allah in prayer throughout the night, and must not ever lose his temper. A relatively unknown person who was held in contempt by the people stood up and offered himself for the job. Prophet Yasa asked him whether these 3 conditions were met. The man replied yes to all 3, but for whatever reason Yasa did not believe his claim and rejected him. After a few more days passed, Yasa gathered the group again and repeated if his conditions were met. Everyone remained seated beside the same man. Yasa, seeing his persistence, appointed the man to serve as his duty. But to truly test the man's will, he asked a few people to try and persuade the man into doing something that would result in him being removed from being his deputy. They all tried and they all failed. Then Iblis Shaitan offered his services to Al-Yasa. Leave him to me, I will take care of him. The man at this point developed a routine which involved fasting during the day, making prayer, remembering Allah throughout the night. In the afternoon, he would take a nap to rejuvenate himself. Iblis decided to disturb the man right before his afternoon nap by knocking at the door and begging to be let in, saying, I am an old tortured man. Iblis was welcomed in and began to ramble on about the cruelty and injustice which he suffered. He stretched the story so long that no time was spared for the man's daily nap. The man offered to Iblis to come visit him in his court the next day so that justice would be done for him. The man waited for the Iblis the next day, but he did not turn up. The next morning, he waited for the Iblis to return, but he did not return again. Finally, in the afternoon, right before the man was about to take his nap, Iblis came and started banging on the door. The man, still calm, questioned him, Didn't I tell you to come to my court yesterday, but you failed to appear, nor did you come this morning? To this, Iblis replied, Sir, my enemies are very wicked people. When they learned that you were sitting in your court and would force them to give back to me that was due, they agreed to settle the matter out of the court. But as soon as you left your court, they went back on their promise. The conversation continued for a long time, where he missed his usual nap. The man asked Iblis to visit his court again to settle matter. Once again, the man waited patiently in the court, but Iblis did not visit. When he returned home that day, he was felt very tired because of the lack of sleep. He asked the family member not to allow anyone to knock at the door. Iblis once again tried to disturb his sleep so he would not be able to fast, pray, and hoped he would grow in anger. But when he tried knocking on the door, the man's family member stopped him. Iblis was determined, so he forced another way into the man's home and started knocking at the door of his room. The man saw Iblis had come inside the house while the door remained shut. Then he suddenly became aware that the man standing before him was Iblis and asked him, Are you enemy of God? He admitted that he was Iblis and remarked, You have thwarted all my plans and frustrated all my efforts to entice you in my design. My intention was to make you angry somehow so that one of your claims before Yasa could be proven false. It was because of this episode this man was given the title Zulkifl, a title meaning possessor or giving a double requital or portion. That's all about him. Thank you.